I want to touch on a subject that I don't really hear people speaking on, and this is my perception, as everything else is. But it comes from, how I feel about how the word speaks to me, and I've realized that a woman will never love you the way you need to be loved. She will never love you the way you need to be loved. And the thing about it, it doesn't matter how good the woman is, how bad the woman is, how responsible the woman is. It's just not in them to love us the way we need to be loved. And, when I first realized this, like anybody, I'm like, damn, well, what's the point? But when you start really thinking with your logic and realizing who you follow and who I follow, God, you realize that a woman, it's not her job to fulfill you. It's not her job to do that. God is who men rely on. God is who is supposed to fulfill us. And if we put all our hopes in a woman to fulfill us, then we will never be who we're supposed to be. We listen to all these stories and how the media portrays love and relationships, things like that. And I'm not saying that your relationship is going to be just strictly transactional. No. It should definitely be some type of connections. But the thing is, you relying on your woman to give you the love you need, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. She's not built to do that. That's why it's so important for us to realize that we need to rely on God. That's why it's so important for men to realize that it is more important to focus on your purpose than love. Love it's a feeling. It's a feeling. And if we're so consumed with a woman, then we'll never reach our purpose. We'll never even be able to see the purpose because we'll be so consumed with the woman. And then what happens after that? If you're consumed with her, how can you lead her? How can you focus on being a leader and fulfilling the words that you promised to her? So it's such a catch-22. I'm starting to find out with life. We want love, we want all these things, but the moment that a man focuses on love, he can't focus on what he's put here to do. And the thing about it is, you have a lot of these people teaching this happy wife, happy life crap. It's crap. It's crap. Most women don't know what they want until you show them. That's a fact. So if you are putting that woman first, which is what is required to be happy wife, happy life, then you're already going against God. God says never put anything above your head. And that's what he says to man. And our head is God. And it's just like when you start making sense of things, your flesh feels a certain way about it. But when you listen with the desire of pleasing God, you understand why you don't put a woman over your head. Because you can't do what God wants you to do. You're trying to please her. And it's supposed to be her job trying to assist you to getting to the goal you both want to get to. And when you sever that link, that God over man, man over woman, woman over child relationship, is going to be nothing but chaos. And it's crazy because it's like a woman's job is to survive. And I like that. My guy, Mr. O, says that all the time. And it's true. Her job is to survive. Her job is to survive arguments. Her job is to survive work. Her job is to survive, to do whatever is necessary for the children, because she is their head. But guess what? When you take God out the equation and put that woman over you, then you've already messed up the link. It is impossible. All men have to submit to God, for the women to submit to him, for the children to submit to her. So if you ever in a situation where the kids not listen to the mother, just think about this. Ask yourself or watch, is that woman listening to her man? A lot of times you'll see the answer, no. And another thing is, if a woman is not listening to you, you have to question, are you listening to God? A lot of times the answer is no. Now, there are some situations where there are things, outside influences, or maybe emotional damage that has not been dealt with that blocks that. But it's up to both to figure out what the issue is so you can reach the goals and find the purpose for each other. Because God is going to provide man with a purpose, but you have to find a purpose for that woman in your life. That's why it's so important for a man to choose his woman and not for women to choose the man. Because let's be honest, women, you guys don't choose that well. You don't. You don't choose that well. And then you complain about the choices you made. You don't want to take any accountability for it. So men are supposed to choose you. He who findeth the wife findeth a good thing. And before any of you ladies sit there talking about this, why you got to be a wife to be found. You have to be a wife. So if things were done the way that it was set up to be, or people stopped picking and choosing how they saw the Bible, just follow it for real. You'll get way better results. But the truth is, we're all out of order with things. We're all out of order. We can't even just say women are out of order. Men are out of order for the fact that we can sit here and expect a woman to give us fulfillment. We're supposed to find that in God. We're supposed to fill all voids with God, but we don't. We sit here and believe that a woman's job is to lift us up. No, we are supposed to be guided by God in doing the work. Focus on your purpose. If you focus on your purpose, you're not going to be so concerned with trying to be all in love. And let me say, I'm not saying don't pay attention to if a woman cares about you, but don't sit there and expect her to fill in the gaps, man. That's not what she's designed to do. Her job is to be led, and it's for us to lead her down the right path. And the thing is, if we're dealing with women that don't even want to listen, there you go. If they don't want to listen, just dismiss them. Because at the end of the day, we have to answer to God why we didn't do what we were supposed to do while we were here. But the moment you put all your hopes into a woman is when you fail. Now, I'll be honest. I've had women trying to destroy me since birth, from my mother on down. And that's just a reality for me. They've tried to destroy me. And there's been times where I was weak, but now I use my logic. And it's still, I know a lot of great women. And that's the thing, like, I'm not sitting there like a lot of these guys that sit on here and they've never had women and they have a hate for women. I don't need a reason to hate women, but I have learned through trial and error what type of women I just will not deal with for any reason. So don't get it twisted. Even the best woman is not going to love you the way you need to be loved. And you have to accept that. If you focus on your purpose, you're not going to be so concerned with what she's doing or what she's not doing. As long as she's not going against your plan, as long as she's not going against what your destiny is, then, it is what it is. We're not going to be able to give them 100% of what they need either. But that's why God is so important. God is supposed to fill all voids. So keep the natural order of things, man. God over man, man over woman, woman over child. The minute you break the link, it's chaos. Find your purpose. Don't try to find your purpose in a woman. Because guess what? When she feels like you rely on her, then she looks at you as a woman. The moment she feels like you need to rely on her, it's over. The respect's out the window. She's not going to listen. The kids are not going to listen. It's going to be total chaos. Focus on God. Once you focus on God, He will help you pick the right woman in your life. Allow her to be who she is. If she doesn't want to listen If she's going against what you know you're put here to do, then get rid of her. Otherwise, focus on God, man, and make life happen.